That's what I would say. The first thing is like becoming aware and understanding, is it a need or is it a want? Because if it's a want, then there's an action there. And the first action is like, I want change. Okay, good. So let's work.
I was doing business years before I had this footprint, and then some would get the results and some wouldn't. And that's what bugged me, kind of like science, going back to your background. It's like, why is this happening? Like, I'm like, I've always been a student. I'm always studying. How can I do a better job for the client? And I was like, this doesn't work. Like, how is it that I'm giving the same recipe and the whole meal is like ruined? What the heck happened? And so that, and then as I saw, it came just like you. It changed for myself. Like I was at my wit's end and I didn't know what to do. And then I got help. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is that. It's like if you ever, and I know you like to cook, Alvaro, but you're cooking something. You're like, it's missing something. What does it need? And then you find that little bit of NLP that you sprinkle in. It's like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is the meal. Yes. It's so amazing. And I'm curious, what do you think? Like, so someone's listening to this and they're like, oh my gosh, they're talking to me. It's like, I do know what to do, but I'm not, I know that seeking help is part of it. I don't know if that's the answer, but like, what would you say is the first step or two, if somebody's listening to this and they haven't chose what to do, but they do know that they're stuck in a circle or like some sort of loop that continues them in this path?
Well, I think that is the first step. It's like, I've been trying this and I've been doing the same thing over and over, and the results that I'm getting are not as wide. And in order to advance to wherever I want to go, like expand my business, expand my revenue, I would have to work like 10 times harder the way I'm doing to get there. And that's pretty much impossible when you're working already 60, 70 hours a week.
Right.
So to understand that is the first thing. The other one is
awareness. I'll get into the other thing. Yeah. And I just want to add to that, and then I'll pass it back to you, is that I think that is, for me, what I say is that the first step of change is being aware, right?
Yeah, the first thing is to be aware, and that's like, okay. The other thing is to say, like, do I want change?
Right.
Right? Because many times we say, I need change. Okay. Needing is very different than wanting.
Yeah, true.
The semantics come into play very, very, very clearly. I want change. Okay. And what is that change going to do for you? So you start building up a vision. Right. So what I've seen on the company that it offers, right, is all the business strategies, the selling without selling, the realization about having more life, right? Giving ourselves permission to live, right? And understanding what are the elements that need to be taking place within the business so we can start enjoying this vision, right? And another thing that I learned is that you offer is a sense of community. So people in the different programs, there is a sense of community, and people realize and learn from each other.
Yeah.
So everybody is participating, and at the end of the day, as I said before, there's like, we're all different in the same way. So we have different businesses, we have different, visions, and yet what is happening to this person resonates with, right? And everybody learns, and they start integrating that knowledge.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I would say. The first thing is like becoming aware and understanding, is it a need or is it a want? Because if it's a want, then there's an action there, and the first action is like, I want change.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's work.
Yeah. Then let's break that down. And I find sitting with someone is the most appropriate thing, because it allows for the space of the words to come out, to the sharing. And when you just think about it in your own self, it's kind of like what I think it was Albert Einstein that said, you can't solve the problem from the same mind that created it. And I'm paraphrasing. I don't know if I said that exactly correct, but I'm almost something similar to that, which is so true. Like, we created our own reality around all the things, and it was rightfully so. That's where that honoring part comes. All the strategies we built in our life were for our own survival. And when you see that, then that's like the beauty that you were bringing up, Albert. You're like, wow, look at what the strategy this person created around this thing that happened in their life, and they've been able to live with that. What an amazing thing. Now we that's done, and we no longer need that the recipe to be that same. Now I would like something different. So the awareness, like, okay, this keeps happening, I keep going in the same pattern. I love that. That's the first step. And then the second then is saying, okay, I would like it to be different. Because if you're not willing to accept that change, then, and Alvaro and I will both tell you this when we're working with folks, I say this quite often, if you don't want it, I can't want the change in your life more than you do. If that's the case, then there's no reason to move forward. There's nothing that we can do to help you, because you have to want it.
Yeah. And it takes that first step, to be able to say, like, look, I'm willing to, I'm seeking your assistance. Help me, right? And to sit down and to have the conversation, right? And many times, you can see on the other person's like, no, I don't want to go there. So it's like, okay, right? And that is an essential part, to acknowledge wherever they are, it's okay.
Yeah.
But for many of us, that has not happened, right? To honor says, like, wherever you are, it's okay. And that allows our system to come down a little bit. So it's like,
yeah,
really? Okay. And then start cracking that window a little bit. Let a little bit more light come in. So that's why for some, change is like very gradual and then picks up. And for others, they're so ready, the window's open. So it's like, hallelujah.
Hey there, I want to give you something really big. It's called Clear Path to Customers. It's the way that we get the right language to get the right client. I like to call them your wow clients, so that you can have more results, more revenue, more raving fans, and more referrals. And I want to give this to you absolutely free. And all you have to do is go to stevenapolitan.com to check it out, or you can look at the description here. We'll put the details there. As always, remember, choose gratitude and create freedom.